Question 1. What is the primary purpose of enabling function/tool calling patterns for Claude AI agents in the context of Master Claude AI and Agentic Development? Option A. To reduce the computational cost of Claude's inference by offloading complex reasoning to external systems. Option B. To allow Claude to interact with external systems, APIs, databases, or custom code to retrieve real-time information or perform actions beyond its inherent training data. Option C. To permanently modify Claude's internal weights and biases to specialize it for specific external tasks. Option D. To enable Claude to generate text in various programming languages for direct execution within the application. The correct answer is to allow Claude to interact with external systems, APIs, databases, or custom code to retrieve real-time information or perform actions beyond its inherent training data. Question 2. In the function/tool calling interaction loop, which entity is solely responsible for executing times the actual external function, or API call after Claude generates a "tool_use" message? Option A. Claude AI itself. Option B. The user's front-end application. Option C. The developer's application layer, orchestration code. Option D. An external plugin marketplace. The correct answer is the developer's application layer, orchestration code. Here's the explanation. The exam tips explicitly state the orchestration layer is key. Claude does not execute tools directly. The developer's application code, the orchestration layer, is responsible for intercepting Claude's "tool_use" request, executing the actual external function, and feeding the "tool_result" back to Claude. Question 3. A developer provides Claude with "tool definitions" that include a "JSON schema" for input parameters. When Claude determines it needs to use a tool, it generates a specific message containing the tool's name and arguments. What is the correct message type for this request from Claude? Option A. "user" message. Option B. "tool_result" message. Option C. "assistant" message with a "tool_use" block. Option D. "system" message. The correct answer is "assistant" message with a "tool_use" block. Here's the explanation. The Key Features Components section describes function call request. When Claude determines a tool is needed, it generates a specific "tool_use" message. In the Anthropic Messages API, "tool_use" is a content block type within an "assistant" role message, representing Claude's decision to invoke a tool. Question 4. What is the primary reason for integrating application programming interfaces, APIs, with AI agents like Claude? Option A. To replace the agent's internal reasoning capabilities with external processing. Option B. To enable the agent to interact with external systems, access real-time data, and perform actions beyond its pre-trained knowledge. Option C. To reduce the computational cost of running the Claude model itself. Option D. To restrict the agent's access to information to only verified internal databases. The correct answer is to enable the agent to interact with external systems, access real-time data, and perform actions beyond its pre-trained knowledge. Here's the explanation. The overview states that API integration allows an AI agent to extend its inherent knowledge and reasoning abilities by interacting with external systems, services, and real-world data sources, transforming it into an active participant capable of dynamic information retrieval, complex calculations, and direct execution of tasks in the digital world. The other options describe incorrect or opposite effects. Question 5. In the process of an AI agent integrating with an API, what is the distinct role of the external API orchestrator/tool executor? Option A. To generate the structured tool use instruction based on the user's prompt. Option B. To decide which external tool is most appropriate for a given task. Option C. To parse the tool use requests from the agent, execute the actual API calls, and return responses to the agent. Option D. To define the schema and description of available API tools to the agent. The correct answer is to parse the tool use requests from the agent, execute the actual API calls, and return responses to the agent. Here's the explanation. The Key Features/Components section explicitly defines the API orchestrator's tool executor as an external component. Its role is to parse the tool use requests generated by the agent, execute the corresponding API calls, handle potential errors, and return the API response back to the agent in a digestible format. The agent, Claude, generates the request and selects the tool, while tool definitions are separate metadata. Question 6. When comparing API integration with Retrieval-Augmented Generation (RAG) for Claude agents, what is a key differentiating factor of API integration? Option A. API integration focuses solely on retrieving static information from a vector database. Option B. RAG allows for dynamic retrieval and execution of actions, while API integration only retrieves static data. Option C. API integration allows for dynamic retrieval of real-time information and, crucially, the execution of actions in external systems, going beyond just informing the agent. Option D. Both RAG and API integration are exactly the same concept, just different terminology. The correct answer is API integration allows for dynamic retrieval of real-time information and, crucially, the execution of actions in external systems, going beyond just informing the agent. Here's the explanation. The comparisons-related concepts section clarifies. While RAG also involves external data, its primary focus is on asterisk retrievals of static or semi-static information to inform generation. API integration, conversely, allows for dynamic retrieval, e.g., current weather, stock prices, and, crucially, execution of actions, e.g., booking a flight, updating a database, going beyond just informing the agent. Question 7. What is the primary benefit of using Retrieval-Augmented Generation (RAG) with Claude, especially for enterprise applications? Option A. It reduces the computational resources required for Claude's base model training. Option B. It allows Claude to generate responses based on external, up-to-date, and domain-specific information. Option C. It fine-tunes Claude's internal weights with proprietary data without altering its knowledge cutoff. Option D. It completely eliminates the need for any form of prompt engineering. The correct answer is it allows Claude to generate responses based on external, up-to-date, and domain-specific information. Here's the explanation. RAG enhances Claude's capabilities by providing access to external, up-to-date, and domain-specific information, allowing it to ground its responses in verifiable facts and specific documents, reducing hallucinations. Question 8. In the RAG indexing phase, what is the correct sequence of steps after data ingestion? Option A. Embedding generation to chunking to vector database storage. Option B. Chunking to embedding generation to vector database storage. Option C. Vector database storage to chunking to embedding generation. Option D. Augmentation process to embedding generation to vector database storage. The correct answer is chunking to embedding generation to vector database storage. Here's the explanation. The indexing phase involves first chunking the ingested data into smaller units, then generating embeddings for each chunk, and finally storing these embeddings, along with references to their text in a vector database. Question 9. Which statement accurately differentiates Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG, from fine-tuning Claude? Option A. RAG modifies Claude's internal model weights, while fine-tuning provides external context at inference time. Option B. RAG provides dynamic external context at inference time without altering Claude's weights, whereas fine-tuning modifies its weights. Option C. Fine-tuning is primarily used to reduce hallucinations, while RAG focuses on adapting Claude's style and tone. Option D. Both RAG and fine-tuning are resource-intensive and less dynamic for rapidly changing information. The correct answer is RAG provides dynamic external context at inference time without altering Claude's weights, whereas fine-tuning modifies its weights. Here's the explanation. RAG dynamically injects external context into Claude's prompt at inference time without changing its underlying model weights. Fine-tuning, conversely, involves further training Claude on specific datasets, which modifies its internal weights. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.